Hello friends, and welcome to my Caribbean kitchen. My name is Ria. Today I'm going to teach you to take simple ingredients once again and transform them into a Caribbean favorite. Accra or codfish cakes are served as an appetizer or snack. It gets its unique flavor from salted cod that has been boiled or rinsed to remove the excess salt. The accras can be formed into pillowy balls or patties and are ideal to bring to a party or barbecue. So if you're interested, let's start cooking. First, we will rinse the salted fish with several changes of water until all the excess salt is removed. Then we will place in a deep pot along with about 4 cups of water, and I say deep and you will see why. And we'll boil it over medium heat for about 10 to 15 minutes, watching it carefully as it tends to overflow very quickly. When I was younger, it was said that you can place a spoon inside the pot to prevent it from overflowing. So I tested that theory today and it really did not work, so do not try this at home. Once the codfish or the saltfish is done boiling, drain it and test for salt. If it's still very salty, you can repeat the process. But next we'll flake the fish and remove any tiny bones, or what we refer to as pica in Trinidad. Pica is the enemy of many a grown men who are terribly afraid that it gets stuck in their throat. So do be very careful with this process, or be very thorough, ensuring that nothing is left behind. Let's move on to the second step of making the seasoning for the batter. And this can be done while the saltfish is boiling to save time. And to save even more time, I'm placing all the ingredients in a food processor. If you had the time and the patience, you can chop it all by hand until very fine. I'll scrape down the sides once or twice and continue to process until it's a slightly chunky paste. Next, in a large bowl, we'll combine all the ingredients: flour, baking powder, salt, yeast, brown sugar, black pepper, and the blended seasoning that included peppers, scallion, the green seasoning, garlic, onion, and thyme. Finally, we'll mix in the flaked codfish or salted fish. And I'm using quite a lot here today so that my codfish cakes or accras will be very dense. If you wanted it lighter and fluffier, use half the amount, but I assure you it won't be as flavorful. Next, I'll gradually add hot water to make a soft batter. Using your hands will allow you to thoroughly combine those ingredients to maximize flavor in every bite. And that's all there is to it. The batter is ready with no great effort. We'll allow it to sit while we get our pot ready. We'll heat about 2 or 3 cups of oil in a medium pot. Test to see when the oil is ready. Pinch a small piece of the batter and drop it in the pot. Once it gets brown, that means you're ready to proceed. As I said before, you can make patties or balls, and today I'm going to show you 3 variations using the same batter. With oiled fingers, I'm pinching off about 2 tablespoons of the batter, and then I'm going to flatten while trying to smoothen the surface, and at the same time trying to create a circle. It does not have to be perfect. I know there are many variations of this recipe, as there are cooks and there are Caribbean islands, but there's no right way. It's whatever works best for you. Drop the shaped batter into the hot oil and fry until golden brown. Try to keep the flame on medium heat to prevent it from burning. At any time it starts to smoke, lower the heat. If you see that there's nothing happening and it's not frying, feel free to raise the heat. If the heat is not high enough or at the perfect temperature, the dough or the batter will absorb all the excess oil and the result will be very oily, which does not make for a very pleasurable eating experience. Give it a taste test. Yummy. So good. It's nice and crunchy on the outside. Really flavorful on the inside and in my mouth. Yummy. And it's mandatory that you eat the first fritter because you need to gauge whether it requires more salt, more pepper, more seasonings, more hot pepper, and you will adjust according to your preference. Once we're satisfied with that first and we've made any adjustments, then we can continue frying. As I said, there is no exact formula. If you wanted these thicker, feel free to make them thicker. Heat is on low. As with any type of frying, you need to multitask, keeping a close eye on the pot while you're making the patties. If you see any is brown or requires flipping, you need to flip or remove from the pot as required. Next, I'll show you the second variation. I'm going to pinch off pieces of the dough and drop it into the hot oil. They are round, but they're not smooth, and there's a very important reason why they're not smooth. The rugged, rough edges become crisp during the frying process, which adds texture and crunchiness when eaten, especially when it's very hot. I absolutely love it crunchy, straight out of the hot oil. You'll fry until they're golden brown and then flip and cook until the other side is golden brown as well. If you use even more oil, they would be lighter and cook quicker. And as I said before, because of the amount of salted fish I use, these are not going to be as light as pylori, but equally as delicious. And that's all there is to it to make these Accra balls. Place on a paper towel or parchment paper or a brown paper bag lined tray to drain the excess oil. Now let me show you how to achieve the same thing with a very little amount of oil. I call this the shallow frying method. Heat is on low. Once again, I've made a patty, and this time I only have about, I would say, a quarter cup of oil. I place the patty in the hot oil and I'll fry until the bottom is golden brown, maybe medium to low temperature so that it doesn't burn too quickly. As you can see, it's smoking here, so the heat needs to be lowered, but it cooked in a couple of minutes, and now we'll remove it to a paper towel. Repeat with the remaining batter. Accras are absolutely delicious on their own, but if you want to, you can serve it with the pepper sauce I just shared, or mango chutney, raw or boiled, or tamarind chutney. I've already shared those recipes and I'll leave the link below. And that's all there is to it, my sweet friends. A delicious recipe for a Caribbean favorite. I do hope you give this a try. If you have enjoyed being in the kitchen with me, or if you learned something new, please like, share, and leave a lovely comment below. I always love hearing from you. And do subscribe if you wish to be a part of the Cooking with Rhea family. Until next time, stay safe, be well, cook, share, and love. Bye bye.